In Python, positional arguments are the most common argument you'll see. Put simply, the position of the arguments are the same as the position of the parameters in the function. For example, def_func that takes in A, B, and C. We'll write out some f strings that print out exactly what A, B, and C are. Outside, we'll just call func with 1, 5, and 7. If we run this code, you'll see Python prints A as 1, B as 5, and C as 7. In other words, the order or position you passed the arguments to func line up exactly with the order you define the parameters inside of func. In Python, keyword arguments are arguments that you precede with their parameter name, then an equal sign, then the value of the argument. A good example to illustrate this quickly is Python's print function. It takes in any amount of arguments, then the parameter sep, followed by the parameter end, both of which have default values. So if you did something like print 1, 2, dash, it wouldn't print what you think. Print has no way of knowing if the dash is merely another positional argument or what you want sep to be, so it interprets it as another positional argument. So here's the difference between positional and keyword arguments. Positional arguments, you just pass in a value. Keyword arguments, in the case of print, you have to do something like sep equals string dash. If you run this code, you'll see the 1 and 2 separated by a dash. Another interesting piece here, if you call print with sep equals dash, then 1, then 2, then run the code, you'll get an error. By Python definition, you are not allowed to have keyword arguments come before positional arguments. Let's define our own function to explore this further. We'll have a greet function that takes in both a greeting and a name. So def greet has parameters greeting and name. Critically, keyword arguments have nothing to do with how you define the function. They instead have everything to do with how you call the function after it is defined. Inside greet, we'll print f-string, curly braces greeting, comma, curly braces, name. To illustrate, once again, how purely positional arguments would work, we could call greet Bob and hello. Clearly in the wrong order relative to what we specified in the function. If we run this code, we get Bob, hello instead of hello Bob. This is where keyword arguments come in. We can keep the same order but change the call slightly to say name equals Bob, greeting equals hello. Then if we run this code, we get the proper output. This has been Jakubication. Like and subscribe to learn more.